Welcome back to the Gear Freak, everyone. Charlie Bravo here. So today we're going to take a look at the Leatherman Charge ALX. Now, obviously this is a multi-tool. What we're talking about, we are talking about a tool from Leatherman. I've had Leathermans forever. The first Leatherman that I got was early 90s, somewhere in there. That was the original Leatherman tool, and very, very handy tool. I'd never seen anything like it. It was pretty amazing to see just all those things available, all those different, a knife blade, a pliers, all those things. When I compare that original Leatherman with the Leathermans of today, I mean, I hate to say it, but that thing's a piece of garbage. But at the time, it was absolutely amazing. But they have been doing nothing but improving since then. There are quite a wide variety of models available. They have this is the Charge ALX. There's a Charge TI, there's a Charge AL, plus a wide variety of other tools available. I've owned probably a dozen different Leathermans over the years. After that original Leatherman, I got a Super Leatherman, which was basically just a bigger version of the Leatherman tool, and I still have that somewhere around here. I might even have the original Leatherman, not real sure, but I keep my Super Leatherman in my vehicle. So I still have it. It's still very handy, and I still use it on occasion. I actually am carrying a Leatherman Wave today. That's what I carry probably the most. It's a little bit more compact than the Charge, and I carry it quite often. So maybe in the future there'll be another review on the Leatherman Wave. Pay attention to this Leatherman. I have so many dang Leathermans, I should probably be your spokesperson. I've got a lot of stock here. So actually we have two Leatherman Charges today. We have the two colors that they have them available in. This is stainless steel. It's actually a two-tone, and then this is their all-black one. So two varieties available, exact same tool, same available tools with it as well. So it's got 18 different tools on it. I think that's kind of a marketing type of thing, because some of these tools, I don't know if I would call them separate tools per se, but I guess that's one way to claim you have more tools. But at the same time, because you've got things like, you got Needlenose Pliers up front and regular pliers if you move a little bit further back. Okay, is that really two different tools? I don't know. But at the same time, it has two large bit drivers, and that's all they claim, two large bit drivers. They don't claim every single bit that's available for it, because there's quite a wide variety. So I guess there's some give and take there. So do with that what you will, I suppose. Let's start out this video real quick. I know we already started, but Leatherman did not send me anything. I have owned both of these Leatherman Charges for years now. Honestly, not even sure how long. Probably 5, 8, something like that years. And I use them. They're in the regular rotation. The black one, probably not as much, but the stainless steel one I carry often. I don't know why. I just don't usually carry the black one as often for some reason. But between this and the Wave is what I usually am carrying. That's on a fairly regular basis. Not every day, but pretty close to it. So let's see if we can capture all of those tools that are available. All 18. Hopefully I can do it. I'm going to try to keep track up here somewhere. So what we got? We have Needlenose Pliers. We've got a crimper. And this can be used for blasting caps as well as electrical connections and things like that. You have regular pliers. They're counting that as a separate tool. You have a hardened wire cutter behind that, and it does not have little replaceable surfaces or anything like that. It is not useful for steel type of heavy wire, chain link, or anything like that. Really soft wire is about as much as it can handle, and that's really all you should be using it for. Behind that is a wire stripper. It's kind of touchy, hard to get used to using it, but it is there. And as we move on, if we have it closed, there are two different blades. We have a plain edge blade, and all of the outside tools have a kind of a liner lock type of locking system. It also has a serrated blade, and at the top of that is a bladed hook. Okay, so it's a knife type of hook. That is considered a separate tool as well. We have a saw blade. You're not going to cut down a giant tree or anything like that with it, but it is very handy to have when you need to cut something small, for sure. It works very well on drywall. Just want to point that out. and it's actually a pretty handy size for drywall. And you can cut yourself very easily on the saw blade. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but those are some very sharp teeth on there. If you move on around, we have a file, and they're counting this as 3 separate tools, okay? Because you have a metal file, a wood file, and a diamond file. Again, I'm not sure if that really constitutes 3 separate tools, but who am I, right? I am not a marketing person, nor do I work for Leatherman. So I guess that counts as 3 tools. We have a ruler. Okay, so on the inside face here, there is a standard and a metric ruler. It will go out to, I believe it's 8 inches that'll go, and it looks like about 19 or so in the centimeter range. Okay, so somewhere in there. As you move on to the inside, what we have, there are 2 bit drivers that are large. Okay, so you've got those right here. They are all reversible, so any bits that you put in there, they're going to have 2 ends to them. You can switch around and definitely change that up. They slide in fairly easily. There is also a small bit driver. This is pretty useful. It is a double-ended. It has Phillips on one side, a flat on the other, and this is your eyeglass size. So, you know, if you drop a screw or it's falling out or starting to fall out, you know it's hard to find a screwdriver for it. It's usually pretty tough, but it's nice to have something available. You got it right there on your belt. Pretty cool. Now on the other side, one of the other tools we have is this is a bottle opener and can opener combination, and I believe that's all the tools. If I forgot something, I apologize. I will try to make up for it. It does have a pocket clip that isn't counted as one of the tools, so but it does have that. It's pretty handy. It's actually pretty strong and pretty decent, so pretty cool. So because I have owned so many Leathermans, and quite frankly, I don't have any problems with any of them. They all have kind of their own purpose, a little bit. There are specialty ones for weapons maintenance, ones for, you know, the EOD career field has its own special tools. There's lots of different things available, and they kind of specialize. So it's hard to say, oh, they should make some improvements, because it's likely, if there's something that you think, oh, I wish that it had this, there's probably a tool that has it. You just need to look at the wide variety of multi-tools available from Leatherman and see what's available. See what they have, because they probably have something that's going to fit your need. So I'm not going to really say that there's something that I would improve or something that I think, you know, is bad about it, because I don't have any problems with it at all. Instead, I want to talk about some of the things, the tools that are on here that I really don't use all that often. Not that there's anything wrong with them being there, I just don't use them. So first off, as far as things that I don't use as often, I would say the ruler. Okay, I honestly don't use the ruler really at all. It's kind of difficult to use if you got to line everything up. And is it accurate? I think, you know, it should be pretty accurate, but it's not the easiest to use. I suppose it's nice to have it, and it doesn't take up any room. It's just the markings are kind of etched on the inside liner there. It doesn't take up any room that you could put another tool or anything like that. So there's no problem with it at all. It's just I don't use it. So other things, I don't use the can opener and bottle opener. Okay, first off, I haven't had a drink since 1996. 96. So I'm not popping a beer anytime soon. Okay, the can opener, I have on very rare occasion needed to open a can of soup and needed to use this, but it's pretty rare. So really, I don't use those tools very often. But again, there's nothing wrong with them being there. It does take up a spot that you could put another tool. I'm not sure what I would put there. Perhaps a pair of scissors. But the Charge AL has a pair of scissors. So is that a problem? Probably not. It's not really a big deal. I also don't really use the wire strippers very often. I'd rather use my teeth, because it's just, I know that's horrible, because it's not the easiest to use. It's, you know, it's kind of touchy. It's not sized for specific wire. Thicker wire, it's a lot easier. You may actually end up cutting the wire instead of stripping it, you know. So It's not the easiest to handle and to use. You got to get the tension just right in order to actually strip the wire, the insulation off the wire. So I don't use it all that often. So, but now let's talk about the things that I do use all the time. Number one, the pliers. All the time I'm using the plier head. At work, often using a blank firing adapter, a BFA. So it's used on an M4. It allows you to shoot blanks in it to cycle everything properly if you're unaware of what it is. If you've ever used one, you know you really can't hand tighten those things. You gotta sometimes you gotta crank those things down really tight in order to get them to work. And pliers are a definite benefit for that. So being able to grab a hold of that and crank on it is definitely very helpful. So I use that all the time. I use the wire cutters all the time, but I don't really use it for wire as much. I mean, I do some, but mostly I'm cutting zip ties and things like that. I know I could use a knife, but it seems like I'm usually using the pliers right before that, and then it's pretty easy to cut off the ends of the zip ties using the wire cutter feature on there. I do use the knife blades on occasion, not as often. I usually use my knife for that, but probably following that, I use the bit drivers. I use those quite often as well. It's nice to have screwdrivers available, and it's nice that there's different ones. Okay, I use the hex heads. I actually one of the hex heads I can use it pretty easily as a takedown tool for like M4, AR-15, something like that, as well as for a Glock. It does okay. It's not perfect for it, but it does a decent job of that. So I use it actually pretty often. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys will check this out. Again, these are the Leatherman Charge ALX, okay, and the MSRP is $139.95, and that seems to be about the price you can find it for. The Charge AL, the minus the X, okay, it's the same as MSRP, but you can find it probably in that 120 range if you do some looking. Maybe it's just on sale right now, I don't know, but look and do some shopping around. You might be able to find the ALX for a little bit better price as well. You'll have to do a good search for it and see what you can find. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, it is always appreciated when you like and share the videos. Don't forget, this Saturday, on a Saturday Sit Rep, we're going to be announcing all the rules and everything for the giveaway, subscriber giveaway. We're giving away a custom holster. I'm going to make a pretty nice holster for you guys. So be sure to come back, see what the rules are so you can enter to win that. And if you're not a subscriber and you want to see more Gear Freak, or if you want to enter into that contest, be sure to find that subscribe button right down below, put your crosshairs on it, pull the trigger on your mouse, and then come back next Saturday for the Saturday Sit Rep, and next Thursday for another Gear Freak. And remember, your mind, that is your most important weapon, and it's vital to be armed with information. Until next time, take care and be safe. Charlie Bravo out.